This is a monumental day for us in Natural Shrimp. This is an exciting day for Webster City and what we're going to do. Thank you all for putting up with us and giving us an opportunity. Obviously, the facilities are the best you can ever find. We could never build something this nice, but with all the tanks. But this technology behind you is EC technology. It's what makes us different. And Tom Untermeyer is our Chief Technical Officer. If you want to get technical about it, you go to him. But the point is, the reason we're able to recirculate water, treat ammonia, is this equipment. And it will take care of these 4 units we have here, about a $500,000 investment that's here. We'll start in about a week installing the first one. Probably within 60 days, we'll have them all hooked up. It should take care of this whole facility, the first phase. And we'll have more units coming in. But we're excited about this technology and what the impact it has for clean water. We recirculate everything. We keep everything inside. We don't dump it out. We won't be dumping water in the waste system, which was a problem in the past. Any questions?
When do you guys plan to open up the facility?
Well, Tom will be here.
That's right.
About the first week of February.
Yeah.
To start training. We'll be hiring some of the high quality people that were already here. We're real excited about that. We expect to be able to employ about 50 people in the production area. From the highly skilled people, good paying jobs, lab type jobs, technicians. But then we're looking at actually doing what's called further processing. And that will be over in that other area. And it'll probably take another 50 people. And we'll get into further processing, portion packing foods, the shrimp, in packages and ship them out of here. And that market has evolved really good during the COVID-19 period. So we're excited about that, and you'll see a huge amount of activity starting February.
Different sizes
Pardon?
of the shrimp, different sizes or?
Well, automatically we always have a sort of a bell curve, and our target is the 21, 25. But we have larger, 15% of them will be larger, 15% will be smaller, just normal. Just like,
Are residents able to buy direct from you?
that's an interesting question. I'm sure we can make arrangements, but we'll be going through retailers and stuff like that. But for certainly all the employees. But we might have a company store here.
Or like source to like the local grocery stores in town? Because like we have like other companies that do that where they source it to the local grocery.
Yeah.
Residents can just buy it there.
I'm sure this is now called, no longer Bear Blue, it's now called NaturalShrimp, Iowa, which means we're locally grown. That's our whole business concept. So we want to do fresh, locally grown to our residents and retail outlets.
So where do the shrimp come from? I mean, I
That's
know
a
they
long
come.
story.
What I'm saying is, do you get small shrimp that are brought up here? That are shipped?
Yeah, we're going to bring them out of the hatchery. We'll eventually probably put a hatchery in up here where we did the root stock and they breed and everything. But initially we bring them in a hatchery. That's what we're doing in Texas now.
Okay.
So we'll bring them up here, we'll ship them up, and then we'll grow them out. PL10 is about the size of an olive, a little bit. So in 24 weeks, we'll have some about 6 inches long.
Wow, that's fast.
Any other questions? Again, what really makes us different is behind us. This technology, it's what we have patented, it's what we're rolling out worldwide with, so we're real excited. This gives us a footprint in the Midwest. We've looked at this facility being able to handle Chicago, Minneapolis, and all the areas around here. So between Lacoste and this facility, we virtually cover all of the Midwest.
And the other thing you had a question about
Mr. Norman over there, McGowan, he's kind of hiding behind the scenes. He's going to be, he's in the distribution business. And we're going to be looking at, you know, a lot of the major retailers, but also some of the home delivery services that deliver, you know, gourmet foods throughout the United States. So there'll be an opportunity, even if it's not, I'm sure it'll be here at the local, you know, grocery, but there'll be opportunities for others that are in the area to get it that way.
So you have a closed water system.
I'm sorry?
You have a closed water use system.
No, it's not, our temperature will be about 85 degrees.
She said closed.
Closed.
A closed
So that you
recycling,
filter it
you're
and
right, it's all
everything.
closed. So we don't dump anything out to the waste.
Okay,
You
so
know, I
then,
know that was an issue before, but we don't have it. Again, this equipment's what it's all about.
so then the stuff that's filtered out, is that going to be used on local farms for fertilizer?
There won't be a lot, but there'll be some. We're looking at how we want to further process that as in high quality fertilizers or whatever. We'll be looking at that.
Oh, might be another spin-off product then. Okay,
Put it in the store.
Yeah.
all right. And then who's your media person? You?
For now?
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
It'll be Katie,
Well,
Katie for
have,
now.
We actually have a PR group that does all of our news press releases and all that. Mike Hogan has been gracious to come up here. He's been a long-term shareholder of our company, but he loves doing videos and YouTube, and he's gotten really good at it. But
Thank you, Gerald.
He's been great. So he's a short-term primary media person. But then we have to do a lot of other press stuff, and we're going to do a lot more, and would love to talk to whoever. Anybody got ideas? We'll listen. We're all ears. The only thing is, it'll have to be inside, not outside. It's too cold.
You're gonna have to get used to the
Until
Iowa.
summer. Well, the reason I ask is
Yes.
I took pictures and that, and I'll put it up on Hamilton County Development.
Great.
And I just didn't know, did you want me to go to your website and just grab some information?
Exactly. I'm going to let Katie sort of be the lead for you guys. I know she
She's right
said
there.
it. Where is she? There she is. And so, you know, we're lucky we've hired Katie. She's been up here. She was here from the very beginning. And we're looking at a lot of the old Barrel Blue employees, not necessarily old, but Barrel Blue employees that were really good people, highly qualified, well-trained. They just didn't have the technology. That was the only thing.
Do I have your permission to use your photos in my YouTube videos?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, there you go. Permission
We're all
granted.
about sharing, right?
You,
He's got you on the film.
There you go.
you don't worry, you will be credited.
Well, we're excited to have you back, have you here, and
Why don't we, if people walk past this equipment, you know, I wouldn't be grabbing hold of it too much, but just walk through here, you'll see the technology. This is our heartbeat of our system. We'll be bringing another technology. David there is bringing in from hydrogenesis, and we're excited about the day working with him up here too, and further expanding our technology.
well, a lot of potential, a lot of different pieces.
So synergy with different technologies too. Make it completely sustainable. Gerald, the question, how many tanks will each one of these serve? They've been doing a very good job of it.
I'm gonna let Tom. Tom, you're on deck. We're gonna let Tom talk about the technical side. The question here is, how many tanks are we going to handle with each EC unit?
Okay.
And/or if we add hydrogenesis to it.
All right. Okay. So initially, we're going to set up one of these with 6 of the tanks. It's called a pod, and it's easy to convert that. We think one will handle 12 tanks, so that's about how many we can handle. But once we get it going, we'll be able to see exactly with these tanks how many we can do. But that's kind of the range, 6 to 12 tanks we think we'll have per system. Okay.
So these separate, they filter and then separate.
Yeah, so the way it works is, and this is all public knowledge, but the way it works is we're mainly concerned about the ammonia in water. And so the device pulls chlorine out of the water and combines it with the ammonia, forms a chloramine, and then that's taken out by a carbon filter downstream. And so you remove the ammonia before it breaks down at all, totally out of the water. And it's electronic, so it's easy to control. You just change the electricity going to it depending on the amount of ammonia that's in the water. So it's real easy to control too, as opposed to all the other filtration methods that rely on bacteria to control the ammonia waste. Yeah, so that's why the technology works so well, and we've seen it over and over again. That's what we brought it in.
Well, that's one of the questions when we first started talking to the city is, what are you going to do with your wastewater? We said, we don't have it. He said, yeah, you're supposed to have it. The other guys had a lot, right? So this technology allows us to retreat it and reuse the water completely.
Yeah,
So it's electrical, it's not like a UV light?
No, it's just the electricity going through the water.
And that'll cause the ammonia to break down?
No, it doesn't break down.
It actually
combines with the chlorine.
Combines with the chlorine?
Ammonia combines with the chlorine, and then a carbon filter can remove that.
Okay,
if
so
you
the carbon
didn't
filter actually does the filtration.
Yeah, it pulls the ammonia out.
Yeah. Okay.
If you didn't combine it, the carbon wouldn't take out the ammonia. Yeah, you have to combine it.
So do you have like how the filtration system, the carbon system, is it like a compressed system that you force the water through, or is it?
It's just a big vessel with carbon in it.
Okay.
You run water through.
You just run water through the top and want to go down the bottom?
That's
and
right.
out? Okay.
That's right. Yeah. You pump it through. It's a pressure vessel. Okay. So you have to pump it through.
And each tank is going to go from both.
I'm Chief Technology Officer of NaturalShrimp, and this is David Antello, the President of Hydronesis, and we're working together to test the technology within the NaturalShrimp production. And so we just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Right now we have a device at our facility in Lacoste, and we're testing it, and it's showing good results. We need to collect some more data on it. I don't know, David, if you want to talk a little bit about it.
Sure, we're going to continue to explore what we found, at least initially, is the synergy between the two technologies seems to work very well together, where we're able to assist with preventing a little bit of the effects of the ammonia while the sea is doing its process of removing the ammonia. So the combination of protecting the species, the shrimp, and removing the ammonia efficiently, I think is the perfect combination. That's what we're going to be exploring as far as how far we can push densities and such. But it's going to be a nice process, and I think with the team working with win-win strategies and good partnerships, we're going to be well on our way to maximizing the efficiencies of both systems. So looking forward to that.
That's right.
Okay, thank you very much.
This is Dr. Mulgrew, one of our shoulders, and listener pointing to the board. And I wanted to ask him, while we have you on video here, had us on video here, how did you first get involved with NaturalShrimp?
It's a series of events, really. I've been traveling overseas, and I was in the Middle East, and had a wonderful time when I was there, and had a chance to travel around the countryside and see in many areas basically that the terrain was not terrain that was useful for growing anything. I mean, large potash deserts in many respects, particularly in Jordan. But I'd had such a wonderful trip that when I left, I thought I'd really like to be able to bring something back to that country and show the people how much I appreciated being there. And I really hadn't any idea as to what I was thinking about, but those were the lines. 2 weeks after I'd gotten back home, I happened to be a member of a group that was interested in angel projects, and one particular evening I went to listen to a young man who had come, young in those days, who was an engineer at a local research facility, and was talking about growing shrimp in his garage, and had a picture of a big blue tub and shrimp jumping out of it. And as I listened to him, I thought, this is something really interesting. I think he mentioned at that time that it was probably potentially one of the cheapest ways of providing protein. I thought that would be a wonderful thing for me to do if I were able to bring that technology back to those countries where in fact they're not able to produce protein. And as I listened to him, I realized with the ideas that he was developing, you could actually set one of these plants up in the Arctic or in the Sahara. And it was not only a matter of growing shrimp, first-class shrimp, but also it was a matter of doing it cleanly so that there would be no effluent, no downside, no toxicity. Reusable water in a system that truly would be clean and green. And I was really enthused. It's not that I don't like to get a return on an investment, of course I do. But on the other hand, if you were able to get a return on an investment that actually was good in itself and provided something for people and made the world a better place. And yes, I became interested and I did invest. And I have been an investor for 20 years. That's probably longer than most people would want to be an investor. But for me, every year was worthwhile. And to be able to be here today in a setting like this and to see this great step forward, I think, with incredible potential, is something just absolutely heartwarming.
And I appreciate you sticking with us. It's been, like I said, 20 years.
20 years, yes.
But finally, we've gotten to the point of making a reality.
Absolutely.
Trying all the different traditional methods and finally finding what works.
It's been 20 years of ups and downs, 20 years of increasing knowledge, 20 years of know-how, sometimes 20 years of hard work, 20 years of luck, and it's come together. Right. It really is. This is just wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. We're excited about being here in Webster City, working with you guys and working with you. And you've been a great benefit to us getting our permits through, getting our acceptance here in Webster City. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome
Thanks,
aboard.
John. Yeah,
We're happy to have you in town here. Employment going to be great. We get some more people employed here and get this facility turned around and pumping out some shrimp. So,
well, we expect to be able to start out, over the next 12 months employing about 50 people here, and that would produce about 9,000 pounds a week of shrimp. We'll probably capital investment about another $4 million we have to put in with equipment that you saw down here.
yeah,
And that's about $500,000 of equipment that's sitting here. So,
yeah.
but that technology is what drives our opportunity. It gives us the opportunity to treat the water, take the ammonia out, and not dump it back into your sewer system.
Yep, keep it clean.
Keep it clean.
We plan to also, there's a lot of interest, obviously, in this business, aquaculture business. We're going to be running a lot of, dignitaries, VIPs, and other cities that want to do what we're doing here. We're going to show this as our showcase facility. So we're very excited about it. So,
Well, we're excited to have you here. It's a great opportunity for us to have you here, and I'm sure you're excited to get going as well.
yes, we are.
So.
It's taken us a long time, but we're here now. COVID has slowed us down. The snow and blizzards have slowed us down.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not in the warmest part of the country. So,
But we're here.
Yeah.
And so as we move into this facility, we're also going to look at further processing. Further processing, we've already identified an area we're going to do it in. and we're going to start doing some engineering drawings of that, what it looks like.
Yeah.
But basically what that will be doing, portion pack, individual portion of shrimp. Maybe 6 ounces, 12 ounces.
See you later.
And that'll be packaged here. If we get that up where it looks like it could be at least another 50 employees, maybe even up to another 100 employees on top of the original 50.
Right. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And it's probably not the last thing extra business you'll have coming out of this, I would think.
That's right.
Well,
With
we're
other
also planning
opportunities.
to, potentially, at some of those remote facilities, take in and either continue on with some barramundi or some other species and some additional research too. So
Yeah.
we'll be doing here. So
All right.
As we say, we just got to get our arms around it, which we have.
Yep.
Thank you. And we're ready to go.
Good.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you, John. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gerald.
I was told a bill marker. But there's only like 2 or 3 fish aquaculture facilities that really made it through, and every one of them has been through bankruptcy twice. Yeah. Of course, they got clear. So, when he came.
You know, the University of Arizona screwed them up.
My name is Randy Chalfant, and I'm here at NaturalShrimp in Webster City, and we're going to walk through the barn, the mechanical rooms here. There's 5 different barns. They're all replicated, so 5 times. We got the same equipment in each one. This is barn 1 here. And as we go through, we'll show you a few pieces maybe in each one. Above us you can see the air handlers that the chilled water goes through, the air flows through to aerate the barns, aerate the tanks, and do the airlift on the tanks. We have 28,000 gallons of water storage in each barn. And here to my right you can see the pumps, the heat exchangers, plate heat exchangers, the high pressure system for the spray bars and the drum filters. And we actually are in barn 2 at this time. See on here. All the piping is in the trench below us that we're walking on for the distribution of the water, the sewer, the wastewater going back to the wastewater plant. Now we're entering barn 3. Maybe in barn 3 we'll stop here or we'll go around here and we'll look at the boiler room. We have each barn has its own ice machine, an ice bin right here that you can get ice to put the fish at harvest time for the shrimp, obviously. And then your boiler room's back here. Each barn is equipped with a 2 million BTU boiler. All the pumps and circulation pumps are in this room. So this again would be replicated 5 times throughout the facility. So, and those boilers heat the heat exchangers here to your left. Also there's chilled water piped to the heat exchanger so you can have the process of chilling the water or heating the water, either way, with these plate heat exchangers. So now we're in barn 3 here, in the middle of center of barn 3. We'll walk on to barn 4. In barn 4, I think we'll take a look at the blower room here. It's replicated throughout. Each barn has 4 100 horsepower blowers in them that 2 are running at all times. one for each room in each barn. This would be the boiler room here. As you can see,
And then again, the purpose of these is
yes, the two aerator tanks for the animals, and also to provide airlift for the flow of water in the tank system the way it's put together now. So, and again, this is barn 4. So, and then we'll move on to barn 5 here. And I guess the last thing to look at would be the electrical room and show you what all that's about. In the center of barn 5. And then we can come in here. And this is the electrical system. Electrical and control system. They're controlled for any alarms, any low water, high water alarms. Pump went out on you, it tells you. And that's it pretty much for the whole facility.
well, thank you for the tour.
All right, I'm Curtis Johnson. We're here at the Water Quality Lab here. The original design was to bring samples in from the farms right there. Each barn had their own setup, bring in their samples. Then the water technician would come in. We could run total suspended solids, total dissolved solids, and total solids right here. We had a setup over here for running BOD for the water treatment plant as well as the biofilters. Then we could also run with Hawk 9000, a ammonia nitrate test. And here we did pH sampling. We have a digester over there so we can run total Keldol nitrogen. From there, the total Keldol nitrogens, the digestions, would be ran on our timberline system over here. We can run TKN, ammonia, and nitrate on this system. And then over here is a flow injection analysis where you can run phosphorus, nitrite, along with a lot of other chemicals. Honestly, you can do a lot with this. But you can do a lot of samples for fairly quick. Whole lab, usually looking at 1 to 1.5 people to run this whole lab. All right, here we are in the fish health lab. The original design of the fish health lab was to help both diagnose diseases and also treat diseases for the fish. So we have some few hoods where we can do chemical reagent making. The biggest part was the necropsy area over here. We can dissect fish, pull open, look, do heel presses, that type of thing. Look on the inside of the fish, see if we saw anything out of whack. And we can also do culture of bacteria in here too. So we can culture, we could take a swab of the gill and so culture it. And we could send that out to see what it was. So we can get some sort of analysis off of that as well. So we had different incubators for different temperatures based upon what media we were growing for the bacteria. And then we also had a microscope here, so when you pulled out the gills, you could look under the microscope and see and identify, you could see different little life living down in there, and you could also see if there was anything on the gills that looked wrong with the silica, you can go from there. Okay, so this is the PCI room. So the whole idea was to create fish vaccines to combat against things like Ehrlichia and Ehrlichia. So we had a fish health guy here who had created vaccines in the past. So all this stuff in here was to help create those vaccines and treat the fish. But it was never used.
Turned on?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yep.